That's right. You know why they call it the Garden State? Just oil and petrochemical states too big to fit onto a license plate.
Finding out there in the world yeah, that's probably out of 50 states. It's going to be a couple, three.
My sister lives in Hoboken. Hoboken. The revitalization of Hoboken is really
Also, Hoboken's too expensive to live in now, so everyone's moving to North Bergen, Jersey City.
yeah. Yep. That's where you take a
Out
lot.
of that area, you're from
Yep.
you're from that up
Yeah.
Yeah, you come out the path. It was let out right at the commodities floor. The building of the commodities center. Last stop. Yeah. Still is. I was there Saturday, Sunday, yesterday, up until yesterday. When I looked on the saw they changed the game time. It was good. I was like, shit, I got one seat on the plane. I was okay.
That's why you got to look at things. You don't think you call him.
Tino Martinez was on the plane. He was coming back. He was the guest speaker at Fordham's graduation. And he's coming back to Tampa, flying JetBlue.
And welcome back to Robin Roberts Field here in Clearwater, Florida, as we continue coverage here on the American Digital Network of the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. And now on the winner's side of the bracket, our next game features the ECU Pirates and the Tulane Green Wave. And a good afternoon. My name is Jeff Sharon. Thank you so much for joining us. We saw in our elimination game earlier today, Houston defeat UCF 6-2. These two teams are the winners of the two games yesterday. Tulane knocked off the 1 seed Houston 11-6 to get to this game against ECU. ECU fell down 3-0 to UCF but came back to win 8-4, and now these two teams will face off to see who moves on and who will have to play later tonight over at Spectrum Field. We are at Robin Roberts Field, just north of Spectrum Field. Of course, a busy day of baseball continuing here at the American Athletic Conference Championship with 6 games on 2 fields in one day. And this is our second of 3 here at Robin Roberts Field here on the American Digital Network. So, as we get ready to get started, ECU won their 40th game of the year over UCF in that game yesterday here in Clearwater. Meanwhile, Tulane up and down season. They come in at 25-31. Our pitching matchup for today will pit Alec Burleson, the lefty for ECU, freshman with a 5-1 record, 2.91 earned run average, against Caleb Roper, the righty for Tulane, who comes in at 5-4 with a 4.46 ERA. So we're just a few minutes away from getting started here at Robin Roberts Field. Tulane will be the designated home team in this game, wearing their green uniforms. ECU, the designated road team. Let's go ahead and go over the lineups for you. First for ECU, like we said, with a record of 40-15. Leading off will be the designated hitter, Bryant Packard. He's number 18. Batting second, the right fielder, Dwanye Williams-Sutton. First baseman Spencer Brickhouse will bat third. In the cleanup spot is the catcher, number 13, Jake Washer. Third base, Connor Litton will bat fifth. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Drew Henriksen. Brady Lloyd, the second baseman, bats seventh. Shortstop Turner Brown bats eighth. And center fielder Dusty Baker will bat in the 9 spot. And for Tulane on the hill, Caleb Roper, 6 feet tall, 181-pound junior from Archbishop Rummel High School in Kenner, Louisiana. He comes into today, like we mentioned, 5-4 with a 4.46 earned run average. He's started 13 games coming into today, 68 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 39 runs, 34 of them earned on 53 hits, walked 34 and struck out 48. Opponents are hitting .208 against him, and he has a tall order today as he will be facing a very powerful ECU lineup. East Carolina comes into the tournament leading the American in team batting average at .291. Tulane in the middle of the pack at .266. The Green Wave, meanwhile, come in last in the American in team ERA at 5.72. And here we go. We're about to get started between East Carolina and Tulane here at Robin Roberts Field. So leading off for ECU will be the Conference Player of the Year, Bryant Packard, the designated hitter. Leading off for the Pirates. And Roper's first delivery is hit in the air to left. Underneath it, Glancy for Tulane. Makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the first. Head coach for Tulane, Travis Jewett, in his 2nd season. For East Carolina, Cliff Godwin in his 4th season for the Pirates. And now stepping to the plate, Duanye Williams Sutton, the right fielder for ECU. Williams Sutton yesterday, 1 for 2 against UCF in ECU's victory. Walked 3 times and was a terror on the base paths. Takes a strike on the first pitch with 1 away. No one on in a scoreless game. We're in the top of the first. Roper kicks and fires, and that's a breaking ball inside to Williams Sutton, 1-1. So we are underway here at Robin Roberts Field. Second of 3 games on this field. We've got 3 games also on Spectrum Field taking place at the same time. All of the coverage right here on the American Digital Network. Facebook.com/American Digital Network Plus. Make sure you follow us at American_BSB on Twitter. Williams Sutton chops this one over to third, fielding and firing on the 2-1 pitch, and making the play is Hosey over at third for Tulane, 2 down. Spencer Brickhouse steps to the plate, first baseman for ECU. Brickhouse, 289 on the year, started all 55 games. 10 homers, 44 runs batted in. And the lefty takes the first pitch for a ball. Two out, no one on, and Caleb Roper fires. That one misses. 2-0 now the count. The 2-0 from Roper. That one misses just outside, 3-0. Roper, among the regular starters, has the lowest batting average allowed at .208 for Tulane. Delivers a strike on 3-0. It's 3-1. And that one's in there for a strike. 2 out, and Brickhouse is facing a full count. Green Wave coming in, having lost their last 2 games of the conference season at UCF. They had 1 game canceled. That one's fouled off down the left field line. We'll come back and do it again at 3-2. Coming in 25-31. They were 9-14 in the league. Made it as the 8th seed, beating out Memphis. Roper fires the payoff pitch to Brickhouse. This is hit in the air to left. It's big trouble. Heading back. It's off the base of the wall. Glancy's going to have to pick it up and fire it in. And Spencer Brickhouse has a 2-out double for the first hit of the game, and ECU has a runner in scoring position. Cleanup hitter Jake Washer now stepping up to the plate. Washer, the catcher, 6 feet, 215 pounds, a sophomore from King, North Carolina. Caleb Roper, a redshirt junior, delivers a strike on the first pitch. Health and wellness major. Started his college career at the University of Arizona. Transferred out of Tucson. Delivers a pitch inside. Count now 1-1. Played at San Jacinto College. 9-4 last year with a 2.41 ERA, 116 strikeouts in 86 innings. 2 out and the 1-1. That was in there for a strike. Runner on second, 1-2. Scoreless game, top of the first. Jeff Sharon with you here on the American Digital Network, ECU and Tulane. Roper lost his only attempt at ECU earlier this year back on May the 4th. Here's the 1-2. This is low, 2-2. In 4 innings, he gave up 5 runs, 4 earned on 5 hits. Walked 3, struck out 1, gave up 3 doubles on 75 pitches in that game. He's lost 3, or Tulane has lost 3 of his last 4. Cut on and missed strike 3. That ends the inning. Caleb Roper with a strikeout to end the top of the first. ECU strands 1. Tulane will come to bat in the bottom of the first when we return. This is the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go to the bottom of the first here in Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. No score between ECU and Tulane here in this winner's bracket game. 8 seed against the 4 seed. Now let's set the lineup for you. For the Green Wave. Came in 25 and 31 today. Leading off the second baseman, Jonathan R.T. He's batting second, the center fielder, Grant Witherspoon. First baseman, Trevor Jensen, bats third. In the cleanup spot, the DH, Grant Matthews. Batting fifth, Cody Hosey, the third baseman. Left fielder, Luke Glancy, bats sixth. Batting seventh, Ty Johnson, the right fielder. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Salgazzo, and ACO in the catcher. Bats ninth. First pitch delivered into left field for a base hit by Jonathan Artigues. And the second baseman is the leadoff man on, boosting his 300 average. And now Grant Witherspoon will step to the plate. 324 hitter. Ten homers for Witherspoon this year. 48 runs batted, and he's also walked 39 times. And the first pitch misses, ball one. Alec Burleson on the mound for ECU. Burleson, 6'1", 212. He's a lefty, a freshman from Denver, North Carolina. Went to East Lincoln High School. Checks on the runner over at first. Artis this year, 10 stolen bases, 83%. 1-0, ripped down the line, foul, sharply hit. Witherspoon at the dish, big kid, 6'3", 203. He's a junior from Lakewood, Colorado. Went to D'Evelyn High School. .563 slugging percentage. He was .355 this year with runners on. One on, no one out, and they'll check on the runner. The numbers on Burleson this year, 5-1 with a 2.91 earned run average. He threw 46 and a third. He's given up 23 runs, 15 earned on 44 hits. Walked 11, struck out 45. It'll be a 1-1. That one catches the outside corner, 1-2. ECU coming in 40 victories on the season, 40-15, 14-10 in the conference season. Split their last four coming in, lost 2 out of 3 at UConn to finish out the season. 1-2 the count. Nobody out. Oh, close play at first. Nobody out, runner on first. Alec Burleson, a dual threat this year. Seen some pretty good action at the dish, but at the pitcher as a lefty, he's been quite the find. Good stop by Washer, the catcher. And it's 2-2. In his lone start against Tulane, it was back on the 5th of May. Burleson threw 7 1/3 innings. 3 runs, all of them earned on 4 hits. Struck out 7, didn't walk anybody. And this one's tapped back. Full count. Runner on first and nobody out. And the throw back to first almost got him again. Boy, that's a tough pickoff move. ECU took 2 out of 3 in the season series. Runner goes. This one's tapped foul right in front of the dish. And we'll come back and do it again. Full count. Nobody out. Nothing 1-0 for both teams here in the bottom of the first. Tulane trying to punch through first. Got a leadoff single by Jonathan Artigues, and here's the payoff pitch. Hit in the air to right sharply, but William Sutton underneath it makes the catch, and the runner has to return. So Trevor Jensen will step to the plate now. Jensen, 6'2", 200 junior from Dunedin. Not too far from us here in Clearwater. Dunedin High School graduate. .304 hitter this year is Jensen. With runners on 271, he's got 56 hits, 12 doubles, 9 homers, and 34 runs batted in. First pitch to him, catches the outside corner, strike one. Destinations of these two teams to be determined as far as who and when they will play next. That one's fouled back to the screen, and the count 0-2 with one out and a runner on first. Obviously, we had to change the schedule around. We're not sure what we're going to try and fit in here at the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship in terms of the weather tomorrow and Friday. It's pretty dicey both days. The 0-2. In the air, right side, out of play. ECU this year first in the American in batting average as a team, 291, and third in on-base percentage, 376. We saw the top two scoring teams in the American in the game previous to this one, Houston and UCF. ECU's in third, 358 runs scored this year. Despite all that, Tulane actually leads the conference in team home runs with 70. This one's tapped over to short. The turnover at second, on to first, double play, a 6-4-3 double play. Brown to Lloyd to Brickhouse, and that ends the inning. So we played one full here at Robin Roberts Field. No score between ECU and Tulane here at the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Top of the second, we go here in Clearwater, Robin Roberts Field. Jeff Sharon with you here on the American Digital Network. No score between ECU and Tulane. Caleb Roper on the hill for the Green Wave. Facing 5, 6, and 7 in the ECU order, Connor Litton, the third baseman, will step to the plate, takes a strike on the first pitch. Litton, 6'2", 220 junior. And he taps this one up the middle. Fielding over at second and throwing on his Artigues, one down. Drew Henriksen, the left fielder, now will step to the plate. Henriksen, a .289 hitter this year. 46 hits coming into the tournament. No homers, 19 runs batted in. He takes a strike. 1 out, nobody on, and a scoreless game, top of the second. And that one's fouled off out of play. Count quickly 0-2. The umpires for today's game, Grady Smith calling the balls and strikes, Brian Drury down the first base line, and Brandon Cooper down the third base line. 0-2 delivery, and that one misses 1-2. Henriksen taps that one foul, staying alive at 1-2. Henriksen this year walked 19 times, struck out 18. Caleb Roper in his second inning of work tosses that one outside to the lefty. It's 2-2. Defensive lineup for you for Tulane looks like this, as that one bounces back, full count. Across the outfield, left to right, Glancy, Witherspoon, and Ty Johnson. Across the diamond from third to first, Hosey, Gazzo, Artigues, and Jensen. Owen behind the plate, and Roper on the mound. Payoff pitch. Cut on and missed, strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Roper. And Brady Lloyd will step to the plate with no one on and 2 out in a scoreless game here in the top of the second. Reminder, we got this game going on right now here on the American Digital Network and also on the American Digital Network, because this one's laced foul down the right field line, 0-1. Cincinnati and UConn on the other side of the bracket over at Spectrum Field. Top of the second, no score over there. Top second, no score over here. Earlier today, Houston knocked out UCF 6-2. Roper deals the 0-1, misses ball 1. Wichita State knocked off USF 4-2 earlier this morning. One to Lloyd. Is high and in. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. So it'll be a 2-1 with 2 out. Brian Drury down the first base line. And Roper deals and delivers a strike, 2-2. Lloyd this year, second on the team, 323 average. Pops that one foul. We'll come back and do it again at 2-2. 2 homers, 22 runs batted in. 380 on base percentage, and he's got very good speed. 15 of 16 in the stolen base department this year. With 2 out, though, he's hitting .207 on the year. That one misses low, and the count runs full. Payoff pitch with 2 out. Caught on and missed, strike 3. Caleb Roper has sat down 6 of the 7 hitters he's faced. He's struck out 3 through the first 2 innings. We played 1.5 at Robin Roberts Field. No score between Tulane and ECU. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network.
Sticky up there. I actually grew up in New Orleans, so I know what sticky is. November the 1st, beginning of May.
That's when it's nice down here. That's the exact opposite. This is a year, the time I don't like. I like it November 1. It's just so hot down here.
What do you say, Grant?
Bottom of the second inning at Robin Roberts Field. No score between Tulane and ECU. Jeff Sharon with you here in Clearwater. It's bright, sunny, hot afternoon here in Clearwater. Due up for the green wave. 3, 4, and 5 in the order. And leading off will be Grant Matthews, the DH, who's hitting .372 on the season. Strike delivered by Alec Burleson, the lefty for ECU. 1-1 the count. As a leadoff hitter this year, Matthews, the DH, hitting .391. This year in total, he's got 18 runs batted in, 7 doubles, 4 homers. Let's go with that strong .372 average. 2-1 in there for a strike, and we're all square at 2-2. And this one's grounded toward the left side, fielding Brown. He throws over to first in time, 1 down. Alec Burleson, the pitcher for ECU, in his second inning of work, gave up a leadoff hit in the first and then got a double play to get out of it. Now facing Cody Hosey, the third baseman. And Hosey hits this one deep to center, heading back for it and making the catch up above his head is Dusty Baker, 2 down. Good play by Baker out in center, 2 down, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. No score. And stepping to the plate now, Luke Glancy. Glancy, a 183 hitter this year, takes a ball outside. Only seen 60 at-bats on the year. He's 11 of 60 at the plate. 11 runs batted in. He's walked 17 times, though, and struck out 19 times. 4 doubles, 2 homers. 1-1 the count. Burleson. Nice pitch. Good breaking ball. Cut on and miss, and it's 1-2. And that one misses low. Count square at 2-2. This is Glancy's 15th start of the year. And the 2-2 from Burleson. That one misses in the dirt. And the count runs full at 3-2. They've eased Burleson in. His last 3 starts, he's gone at least 5 innings, won them all. His most recent start at UConn went 5 full innings. Payoff pitch, misses ball 4. Second base runner of the game given up by Burleson comes with 2 out here in the bottom of the second in a scoreless game, and Ty Johnson steps to the plate for Tulane. Johnson, 6'3", 196. He's a junior from Anacortes, Washington. Get the signs all set, and now we're ready to go. Burleson's going to deal out of the stretch with 2 out and a runner on first. And he's going to check on Glancy. Glancy has 1 stolen base on the year. And the first pitch misses low and in to Ty Johnson. 1-0 the count. 2 out, runner on first, no score here in the bottom of the second between Tulane and ECU. Here on the winner's side of the bracket. And that one misses in the count, 2-0. Probably the busiest day in the history of the tournament today as that one misses up high. Burleson's fallen behind 3-0 with 2 out. With 6 games scheduled, 3 each on 2 fields. We've got you all covered here on the American Digital Network. 3-0 from Burleson. Catches the corner, strike 1. Ty Johnson this year, 292 average, 42 hits and 144 at bats, 11 RBI, 6 doubles, no homers. The 3-1 catches the inside corner this time, and we've run the count full of 3-2. Runner's going to go from first. With 2 out, Johnson hitting .306. That's above his regular average. And the payoff pitch. Runner goes, ball 4. So 2 straight walks with 2 out, and it's first and second with 2 out now. And Salgazzo stepping to the plate. Gazzo, 222 hitter, as we'll have a conference on the hill. Dan Roselle, the pitching coach for ECU, heading on out there. He's in his 8th season at ECU. Holdover on the staff for Cliff Godwin, who's in his 4th season. Godwin, the head coach. Former assistant coach at UCF under Terry Rooney. Rooney, of course, now the pitching coach at Houston. So 2 out, first and second in a scoreless game here in the bottom of the second. And Salgazzo, the shortstop, at the plate. He's a 222 hitter. 23 runs batted in. He's 40 of 180 on the year. He's got 1 home run, 9 doubles. Tulane with a pair of walks here, with 2 out in the second. And Burleson's first pitch is in there for a strike. Gazzo with runners in scoring position, 254 on the year. And the 0-1, cut on and missed. Good stop by Washer behind the plate, and quickly 0-2. Gazzo, 6 feet tall, 195-pound sophomore from Wallingford, Connecticut, Mark T. Sheehan High School graduate. So here we go, 0-2 with 2 out and 2 on in a scoreless game. Burleson looks and delivers to Gazzo. Tapped left side over to short. Brown goes the short way to second to Lloyd, and that ends the inning. So Tulane leaves 2 in the bottom of the second. No score between the Green Wave and the Pirates here at Robin Roberts Field. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. No score as we head to the top of the third between ECU and Tulane here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater, Florida. The 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. And in the top of the third, due up for ECU against Caleb Roper of Tulane. 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Turner Brown, the shortstop, takes a ball on the first pitch, 1-0. Brown, a .225 hitter this year. 36 of 160 at the plate. 6 doubles, 4 homers, 23 runs batted in. 2-0 the count from Roper, who's thrown over 35 pitches. That's pitch number 36. It's in there for a strike. 2-1. Nobody on, nobody out. 0-1-0 for both squads, ECU and Tulane. And the 2-1. Hit in the air to right center. Heading over for it and reaching and making the catch is Ty Johnson, 1 down.
His son went to Tulane. Graduated in 2015.
So that brings up Dusty Baker, the center fielder, in the 9 spot. Dusty, 209 hitter this year. No homers, 10 runs batted in. He's only come to bat 43 times, and Roper's first delivery is outside. One and 0 from Roper is in there for a strike. Baker making just his 14th start of the year. 1-1, fouled back, 1-2. Made most of his hay as a defensive substitution this year. One out, no one on, and the 1-2. Good curveball by Roper. Goodness me. 2 down, strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Roper today. And we go back to the top of the order and Bryant Packard. Packard 0 for 1. Flat out to left his first time. And another good curveball. That one misses on the outside corner. And the count 1-0. Packard, the player of the year in the conference. Cuts and misses on that one. 1-1 the count. What a find he has been. Hometown kid decided to stay in Greenville. Just a sophomore, 32-game hitting streak. And a 37-game on-base streak to end the season. Had that streak come to a close against UCF. He was 0 for 5 at the plate with 3 strikeouts in the previous game. Here's the 1-2. That one misses low in the count, 2-2. 2 out, nobody on in a scoreless game here in the top of the third. Roper kicks and fires the 2-2. Cut on and miss, strike 3. Caleb Roper is on today. His 5th strikeout ends the third inning. And we played 2.5. here at Robin Roberts Field. No score between ECU and Tulane here at the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We're back here at Robin Roberts Field. We go to the bottom of the third. No score between ECU and Tulane. And the first pitch from Alec Burleson to A.C. Owen, the catcher for Tulane, is in there for a strike. 9-1-2 due up for the Green Wave. Burleson working quickly and punches that one inside. Owen fouls it off. 0-2. Owen, a 204 hitter this year. 2 homers, 8 doubles, and 21 runs batted in. Foul tip, strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Alec Burleson. And we go back to the top of the order with Jonathan Artigues. Artigues 1 for 1, singled his first time up. And the first pitch to Artigues hugs the outside corner. One out, nobody on. Pitch. Good breaking ball in there for a strike. One and one the count. And the 1-1 misses inside, and the count 2-1. Artigues 304 on the season. And he cuts and misses on that one. Strike 2. It'll be a 2-2 to Jonathan Artigues. No one on, 1 out, and the 2-2. Up high, and it runs full. Alec Burleson facing a payoff pitch here to Jonathan Artigues, and Artigues fouls that one off. Come back and do it again. We've seen these pitchers settle in, which should be a pretty good hitting matchup, you'd think, with the statistics coming in for these two teams. Payoff pitch to Artigues. In the air, right side. Let's see if they give it a look. Out of play.
Make him work, Teague.
Artigues from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. He's a redshirt sophomore. 6 feet tall, 184 pounds, and this one is fouled off. He's working this at bat.
Attaboy, Jonathan.
Last year only played in 21 games for the Green Wave, but this year has been quite the find. Once again, we'll do it again. Burleson deals the 3-2, and that one's fouled off. Artigues was third on the team in average coming in, 300 hitter. 67 hits coming into the tournament on the year. On-base percentage of .383. And the 3-2 once again from Burleson. Misses ball four. Great at bat by Jonathan Artigues. And he draws a walk. That's the third walk given up by Burleson.
What do you say, Spoon?
And Artigues is on for the second time.
What do you say, Spoon? Come on, kid.
Grant Witherspoon now steps to the plate. Flat out to right his first time. Witherspoon, first team all-conference this year. And he swings and hits the first one to deep center field. Heading back for it is Baker, and it is gone. A home run to deep center field for Grant Witherspoon.
Way to go, kid.
Home run number 11 on the year for Witherspoon. RBIs number 49 and 50 on the season. And Tulane has jumped out in front 2-0 on ECU. The 8th seed Green Wave, who put up 11 runs on Houston and the conference pitcher of the year yesterday, are now up 2-0 on ECU.
What do you say, Trevor?
Trevor Jensen swings and misses at the first pitch, strike one. Jensen into a 6-4-3 double play his first time. He cuts and misses at that one. 0-2 now with one out in a 2-0 game in favor of the Green Wave. And Burleson, the lefty, deals up high. 1-2, trying to get him to chase. So how about that at bat by Artigues? 10 pitch at bat. He draws the walk, and he comes home on the home run by Witherspoon. Caught on a miss, strike three. 2 down now for Tulane. Up 2-0 here in the bottom of the third. Second strikeout of the game for Burleson. And now Grant Matthews will step to the plate. Matthews grounded out to short his first time. 2 out, no one on. And he takes a ball, 1-0. 0-1 for ECU. 2-2 for Tulane. We're in the bottom of the third. And the pitch from Burleson. It misses 2-0. Alec Burleson, the freshman lefty for ECU. Now behind 2 runs. That one's fouled off. We'll come back and deliver a 2-1 here. Burleson's already walked 3 but struck out 2. This one's hit up the middle. It's a dribbler. Going to be a tough play coming over from short. Making the play nicely is Brown to end the inning. But the Green Wave strike first. A 2-run homer by Grant Witherspoon gives Tulane a 2-0 lead. We played 3 full here at Robin Roberts Field. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. To the top of the fourth we go here at Robin Roberts Field. Jeff Sharon with you for the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. Tulane leading ECU 2-0. Dwayne Williams-Sutton takes a strike on the first pitch from Caleb Roper. And here's the 0-1. He swings and lines this one sharply foul down the right field line. 2, 3, and 4 due up for ECU against Roper, who struck out 5 so far in this ballgame, giving up just the 1 hit. A double to Spencer Brickhouse back in the first. 2-run homer by Grant Witherspoon right now is the difference in the previous frame. Good curveball by Roper. Cut on and missed. Strike 3. Williams-Sutton goes down. Strikeout number 6 for Caleb Roper. And now stepping to the plate, Spencer Brickhouse. So Sutton's 0 for 2. Here comes Brickhouse, who's got the only ECU hit on the day. Brickhouse, a 289 hitter. It's actually bumped his average up to 292. And Roper is working up to a 2-0 at this point. 1 out, nobody on, and a 2-0 game in favor of the Green Wave. Roper's season high of strikeouts, 10 against USF. That was back on May the 29th in an 8-inning outing. He struck out 9 Cincinnati Bearcats in the outing previous to that. So back in the 23rd and the 29th of March, he had a stretch of 19 strikeouts in 14 innings of play. Off to a good start here. It's 2-2 with 1 out, no one on to Brickhouse. And Roper fires. Curveball misses outside, and the count runs full. Brickhouse has started every game for ECU. That one is fouled off just barely. And we'll come back and do it again. 1 out, no one on. Brickhouse second on the Pirates in home runs with 10. Second in RBI with 44. And the payoff pitch fouled right back to us. Brickhouse is from Zebulon, North Carolina, went to Bunn High School. He's an electrical engineering major. Came into this year as an All-America candidate. Here's the payoff pitch. Yes. Caught on and missed. Strike 3. Foul tip, actually, and that is strikeout number 7. For Caleb Roper, he struck out the last 4 hitters. Jake Washer now will step to the plate. The catcher is 0 for 1, struck out his first time. Washer came into the tournament a 301 hitter. 6 homers, 37 runs batted in, and the first pitch he hits is high and deep to right center field, but Johnson is underneath it, makes the catch, and that ends the inning. 1, 2, 3. Go the ECU Pirates. In the top of the 4th. Your score remains 2-0 Tulane over ECU. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, this is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network.
My whole family is. When I was coaching high school, we wanted to whatever I wore for that game, I wore it. Everything. That's it. That's weird. Oh, that's weird, huh? You don't eat the shirt? Yeah, I will. You don't eat before you pitch. is that? Your mama can't wash your house?
That's not weird.
That's not weird?
Who washes their house?
Ask your buddy right there. Just look at you.
I've never watched it.
And look at those shoes.
To the bottom of the fourth we go here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater, Florida at the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. Jeff Sharon here with you on a beautiful sunny afternoon. Been worried about weather all week. Forecast next couple days is a little dicey, but today it's really beautiful to play 6 games of baseball in the tournament. 3 on this field, 3 at Spectrum Field, and the first pitch from Alec Burleson to Cody Hosey is lined to right and caught by Dwayne Williams-Sutton. 1 down. Luke Glancy will step to the plate now. He walked his first time. Alec Burleson in his 4th inning of work. He's given up 2 runs, both of them earned on 2 hits, walked 3 and struck out 2. 2-0 your score with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th, and that one misses ball 1. 1 out, no one on. Burleson, the lefty, came into today with a 2.91 ERA, 5-1 record. 2-0. Cut on a missed good pitch by Burleson, and the count now 2-1. A reminder, you can follow all the action on the tournament at theamerican.org, the homepage of the American Athletic Conference, including our Championship Central. Links to all of our streams, 3-1 now the count with 1 out, nobody on. Links to all of our streams for all of the games, post-game reactions, stats, everything you could possibly want here having to do with our tournament in Clearwater. That one's fouled off, and the count is full, 3-2. No one on, and the payoff pitch with 1 out. Tapped right side. Fielded easily by Brickhouse, 2 down. And with 2 out, and Tulane leading 2-0. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Ty Johnson steps to the plate. He also walked his last time. Right fielder, a 292 hitter. 306, though, with 2 out this year. Burleson's first delivery is a nice hooking curveball that catches the outside corner for strike 1. Burleson, the young lefty for ECU. Delivers, and that one's tapped to short. Going to be a tough play for Brown. Let's see if he makes it. He does in time. So an excellent play by Turner Brown over at short, and 1-2-3 goes the green wave in the bottom of the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th with your score, Tulane 2, ECU nothing. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network.
You deserve a 220.
And then the buses, the only thing is, I got him 7:45, so
We could just cruise through 8.5, just like this.
I'm just loving watching the pitch right now. He's giving it something good. Having a nice day. Breakfast was cooked just the way he liked it.
Call rope.
We go to the top of the 5th, 2-0 your score. Tulane with the lead over ECU. here at the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. Jeff Sharon with you here from Robin Roberts Field. 5, 6, 7 due up for ECU here in this inning, and Connor Litton, the third baseman, who's 0 for 1. Takes the first pitch from Caleb Roper for a strike. Roper deals. That one misses low ball. 2-0 the count. 2-2-0 for Tulane. 1-0 for ECU. Tulane the home team in this game, even though they're the 8th seed. And this one's hit high in the air, left side. Going back for it, Gazzo. He gives way to the left fielder. Lancey, they dropped it in center field. Witherspoon couldn't get there. And now they bobble it in left field. They're throwing over to third in time. How about that hustle by Connor Litton around the bases? No one called it for Tulane out in left field. Witherspoon eventually had to come get it. It was too far for him to go. But let's give Connor Litton some credit for not letting up as he rounded the bases. He's on third now with nobody out. So we'll see how they score this one. And Drew Henriksen will step to the plate. Henriksen struck out his last time. Caleb Roper now in a bit of a jam all of a sudden, up 2-0, but with a runner on third and nobody out. And that pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Still waiting on an official ruling on the play by Connor Litton, and they rule it a double to left center advance to third on an error by the center fielder. So officially, it goes down as a hit for Litton, and he stands on third with nobody out. So 1-0 count. Henriksen 0 for 1. Caleb Roper. And that one gets past the catcher, but can't advance.
Back on your game, Caleb.
Come on, get the outs.
Three 3-0 the count. Runner on third, nobody out. And Roper delivers a strike. For Connor Litton, that is double number 8 on the season. 3-1. 2-0 Tulane to score. This one's roped into right, and it will be fielded by Johnson for the out. Here's the throw home. They cut off the throw. Roper cut it off. It would have had a shot. So Litton comes in to score, and it's 2-1. Sac fly for Henriksen. And Connor Litton cuts the lead to 2-1 in favor of Tulane. That'll bring up Brady Lloyd, who struck out his last time. He bats in the 7th spot. Ty Johnson was charging on the play from right, made the play. Looked like he might have had a shot and had a clean throw, but Roper cut the ball off as that one's fouled off. It's 0-1. A.C. Owen was set up for the play at the plate. Would have been close, but nonetheless, it's now 2-1 Tulane. Here's the 0-1 from Roper, and that one is fouled away, 0-2. Well, after retiring 10 in a row, Roper has given up his first run. And that one goes to the backstop. 1-1 the count. Correction, 1-2 the count. We're in the top of the 5th. ECU's punched through for their first run of the day. Curveball grounded left side. Diving stop by the third baseman, Hosey. He throws on in time. What a play by Hosey over at third. 2 down.
Nice job, Cody.
So Cody Hosey living up to his name on that one. 2 out, nobody on in a 2-1 game in favor of Tulane. And the number 8 hitter in the ECU lineup, Turner Brown, steps to the plate. The shortstop is 0 for 1. Flied out to right his first time. That one misses down and in, 1-0. Both of the hits Roper has given up have been doubles. 1-0. In the air, left side out of play, 1-1. Brown is a .224 hitter. Boosts his average with 2 out, though. He's a .259 hitter with 2 out. Here's the 1-1. That one bounces. And the count now 2-1. Reminder coming up next here on the American Digital Network here at Robin Roberts Field. It'll be the number 2 seed USF against the loser of Game 4, which is going on right now between Cincinnati and UConn. That one's tapped back 2-2. This game right here is game number 7 of the tournament. Winner moves on to the semifinal round automatically. The loser plays the winner, or will play Houston, rather, who knocked off UCF earlier today. 2-2 with 2 out in a 2-1 game. Good curveball, strike 3. So Roper, after giving up the double and the error and the sacrifice fly, comes back to record his 8th strikeout of the game. But nonetheless, ECU punches through for their first run. Your score after 4.5 is now Tulane 2, ECU 1. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Bottom 5 here at Robin Roberts Field. Jeff Sharon with you here at the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship for 2018. Tulane leading ECU 2-1, and the Green Wave coming to bat here in the bottom of the inning against Alec Burleson of ECU. Sal Gazzo, the shortstop, leading off, grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice his first time. So he is 0 for 1. Did he go around? No. Count 2-0 to Gazzo. Burleson has given up 2 runs on 2 hits. He's walked 3, struck out 2, and he's now in his 5th inning of work. That one's fouled off. 2-1 now the count. Gazzo, the .221 hitter, coming in. .316 as a leadoff hitter. 2-1 your score. Tulane with the lead. The 8 seed leading the 4 seed. Here in this matchup of the 2 winning squads from yesterday's 2 games. That one's in there for a strike, and the count square at 2-2. Nobody out, nobody on. Here on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon in Clearwater. Just about 2:15 Eastern time. Puffy clouds in the sky, but no precipitation expected. That one's fouled off. We'll do it again at 2-2. Burleson, the freshman lefty, deals. The 2-2. It's chopped Left side of the infield, going to be a tough play for the shortstop, Brown, but he makes the play. Nice job by Brown, the shortstop for ECU. 1 down. Turner Brown's been busy over there today. And with 1 out and nobody on, number 9 hitter in the lineup, AC Owen steps to the plate. He struck out his first time. AC now a 203 hitter, but he gets clipped on the first pitch from Burleson, so he trots down to first. First hit batsman given up by Burleson. And now we go back to the top of the lineup, which is just what you want if you're Tulane. Jonathan Artigue stepping to the plate now. Artigues is 1 for 1 with a single back in the first. He also walked and scored in the third on the 2-run homer by Witherspoon, who stands on deck. Burleson stares in, and he will check the runner over at first. Owen on the base paths, like we mentioned, 1 stolen base. And the breaking pitch on the outside corner. That misses on the first delivery from Burleson, 1-0. Artigues was tied for 5th in the conference in doubles this year with 16. Well, he'd like one here. Could score Owen. This one's fouled back. 9th in the conference in hits with 67 on the year. Or rather, all alone in 9th, I should say. And the check over at first again. 1-1 the count, 1 out. It's a 2-1 game in favor of Tulane. Green Wave looking for more here. With Jonathan Artigues at the plate. And ACO and the catcher. The runner at first. Burleson kicks and deals the 1-1. It's a double play ball over to third. And Litton can't come up with it over at third. So Artigues will reach safely. Let's see how they score that one. Would have been a tough play one way or the other. And they do roll that an error by Litton over at third. So Owen advances. It's first and second now with 1 out. Burleson again in a jam here. In the bottom of the 5th in a 2-1 game. And time taken as we'll have a discussion over on the mound. Pitching coach Dan Roselle of ECU. Speaking with his pitcher, Alec Burleson. So that enables us to remind you that coming up next at approximately 4 p.m., we've got the number 2 seed USF taking on the loser of Game 4, which is going on right now between Cincinnati and Connecticut. Double check the score for you. That game is also being televised for you right here on the American Digital Network. 1-0 UConn top 5 in that game. Back to action here with 1 out. First and second. Burleson's curveball misses low to Grant Witherspoon, who had the big 2-run homer back in the third to give Tulane that 2-0 lead. Good speed on the base paths for Tulane. Witherspoon takes ball 2, 2-0. Grant Witherspoon this year, one of the top hitters in the conference. Third in hits with 72. Faces a 2-0 count here, ahead in the count with one out, first and second. And he taps that one back. It was a good pitch by Burleson. Witherspoon way out in front of it. Witherspoon was also tied for second in the league with 19 doubles this year. Despite the fact that pitchers tried to pitch around him, he was second in the league in walks, 39. 2-1 the count, one out, first and second in a 2-1 game in favor of Tulane. Burleson, good curveball on the outside corner, and the count now 2-2. 1-2-1 for ECU, 2-2-1 for Tulane. We're in the bottom of the fifth in a 2-1 game, and it's a 2-2 count with one out to Grant Witherspoon. They stand him up high, and he just watches that one. Full count now. Big pitch coming here for Alec Burleson, who's up over 75 pitches. Witherspoon 1 for 2, two-run homer his last time. He's got 50 runs batted in on the year. Payoff pitch, inside corner, ball 4. Bases loaded for the Green Wave with one out. So after the inning beginning ground out by Salgazzo, Owen was hit by a pitch. Artigues reached on an error, and now Witherspoon has walked. And now Trevor Jensen will step to the plate. And it looks like Cliff Godwin's going to make a change on the mound. So in a 2-1 game, Tulane in the lead in the bottom of the fifth. We will see a new pitcher for ECU with the bases loaded and one out. And the Green Wave leading 2-1. Stick around. We'll have the info on the new pitcher when we return. This is the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Back here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater, 2-1 your score. Tulane with the lead over ECU here in this winner's bracket game. And we have a new pitcher on the hill for ECU. It's number 24, Trey Benton, a regular starter out there for Cliff Godwin, coming in relief. Benton, big kid, 6'4", 205. He's a sophomore righty from Cerro Gordo, North Carolina. Went to West Columbus High School. This year, Benton 4-5, 3.38 earned run average. This will be his 18th appearance. 61 in the third innings pitch coming into the tournament. He's given up 26 runs, 23 of them earned on 64 hits. Walked 10, Struck out 62. That's best on the team. Opponents, however, hitting 270 against him. And he comes in a serious jam. 1 out, and the base is loaded for Tulane. And Trevor Jensen steps to the plate. Jensen is 0 for 2. Struck out looking his last time and grounded into a double play back in the first. With the bases loaded this year, he's 125. This is a 301 hitter. Witherspoon at first, Ortiz at second, and Owen at third. Those are your runners for Tulane with 1 out. 2-1 game for the Green Wave. They're looking to add more. And the first pitch cut on and missed by Jensen from Benton. 0-1 the count.
Line drive, kid, line drive. Come on, Trev, let it come to you. Base it.
Trey Benton, like we mentioned, one of the regular starters for ECU. 0-1 delivery. That one misses. Ball 1. 1-1 the count.
Line drive, kid.
This year, Benton threw just 2 total innings against Tulane in 2 relief appearances. Caught on and missed. 1-2 the count to Trevor Jensen, who's gone fishing twice here in this at bat. It's a 1-2 with 1 out.
Come on, kid, hang in there, let's go.
So here we go. 1-2 with the bases loaded in a 2-1 game. 1 out. And here's the pitch from Benton. Cut on and missed. Strike 3. Huge strikeout for Benton. And now with 2 out and the bases loaded, Grant Matthews steps to the plate. The DH for the Green Wave grounded out to short both times previous. With the bases loaded, he's not recorded a hit this year.
Come on, Grant. Let it come to you, kid. Stay back and rip it.
Correction. And here's the first pitch from Matthews. It's in there for a strike. With 2 out, hitters are hitting 188 against Benton. Comes in with a 3.36 earned run average. 0-1 the count, 2 out in a 2-1 game in favor of Tulane. Bases loaded. And out of the stretch, Benton delivers another strike. 0-2. Matthews for the season, 35 of 96 at the plate. 18 RBI, but he's down 0-2 in the count here with the bases loaded and 2 out. Trey Benton kicks and fires. Up high, fouled off, out of play.
Grant, that a boy, kid. Hang in there. Come on, Grant. Come on, 9.
Owen is the runner at third. Good speed out there for Tulane. Ortiz at second. And Witherspoon is at first. So we'll come back and we'll do it again. 0-2 with 2 out. Benton. Outside, 1-2. Try to get him to chase. Cody Hosey would be next. 1-2 the count. Benton's a tall drink of water, 6'4", 205. Got a good hole over at short if he can punch it the other way. 1-2 the count. Tapped right side over towards second. Lloyd Fields in time to brick house, and that ends the inning. Tulane leaves the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th. So how about Trey Benton comes in and picks up Burleson to end that threat. But nonetheless, the score remains 2-1 in favor of Tulane here at Robin Roberts Field. This is the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go to the top of the 6th here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater. Jeff Sharon with you here for Tulane and ECU. Your score, Tulane 2, ECU 1. 9, 1, and 2 due up for ECU here in the top of the 6th against Caleb Roper heading into his 6th inning of work. The starter for Tulane has been very good. Struck out 8 Pirates, and his first delivery is fouled off. Dusty Baker, the center fielder, is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time back in the 3rd. Tulane had the bases loaded and 1 out in the previous frame. But Cliff Godwin went to his bullpen, replacing Alec Burleson with Trey Benton. And Benton got a strikeout and a ground out to end the inning and end the threat. So Tulane could have punched a few more across there, but didn't. That's where we stand right now. 2-1 your score. 1-1 the count. Nobody out, nobody on. Roper misses inside, and the count 2-1. Baker is a leadoff man this year, .231 average. .205 hitter overall. Just 9 of 44 on the season. 2-1. Catches the outside corner in there for a strike. Roper's up over 75 pitches. He's given up 1 run. It was unearned. Just 2 hits, no walks, 8 strikeouts. This one's fouled off, and the count 2-2. Nobody on, nobody out. 1-2-1 for the visiting team. Officially, that's ECU. 2-2-1 for the home team, Tulane. 8 seed that knocked off the 1 seed Houston yesterday, 11-6. Good curveball, strike 3 looking. Baker goes down staring and 1 away for Roper. That is his 9th strikeout. Roper's season high is 10 strikeouts against USF on March 29th. And now stepping to the plate, to the top of the order, we go with Brian Packard, the Conference Player of the Year, who is 0 for 2, struck out his last time, also flied out to left back in the 1st. And this one's tapped towards the right side, fielded over at 2nd. And throwing on in time is Artigues to Jensen, 2 down. So 2 out, nobody on, and Dwayne Williams-Sutton will step to the plate. Grounded out and struck out. So he's 0 for 2 on the day. That outing against USF back on March the 29th for Caleb Roper, 8 innings. He gave up 2 runs, 1 earned on 6 hits, walked 2, struck out 10. This is the 3rd time he struck out at least 9 this season. He also had 9 strikeouts in 6 innings against Cincinnati back on March the 23rd. Gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. Walked 6 in that game, however. Did he go around? No. And the count 1-1. 2 out, nobody on in a 2-1 game in favor of Tulane. Both of those games he went up over or at least at or close to 120 pitches. That one's in there for a strike. Good curveball again. That curveball's been working for him all day long. It's 1-2. He had 118 pitches in the 9 strikeout game against Cincy in 6 innings. 120 pitches in the 8-inning, 10 strikeout game at USF in Tampa. 1-2. Strike 3 looking. That ends the inning. Caleb Roper is putting together a gem. His 10th strikeout, tying a career high. And Tulane remains in the lead. 2-1 your score. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, the Green Wave leading the Pirates here at the 2018 American Athletic Conference Championship on the American Digital Network. guys have been giving me some great natural sounds.
What's that?
You guys have given me some great natural sound. I got to give it props. Hey, that ties a career high 10Ks. That'll wake you up.
He had 10 once before.
He did. It was earlier this year. South Florida, here in Tampa. That was in 8 innings. He's done this in 6.
Yeah, we need to get it back in South Florida basketball. I'll let you find it here.
He's good.
I'm getting old. I'm just not that old.
To the bottom of the 6th we go at Robin Roberts Field here in Clearwater. Jeff Sharon with you here on the American Digital Network. Your score 2-1 Tulane leading ECU. And due up for the green wave, 5, 6, and 7 in the order. Cody Hosey steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2 facing Trey Benton, who came in relief of Alec Burleson. Burleson's book is closed. He left with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 5th. And Benton came in, got a strikeout and a ground out to end the threat. So Burleson threw 4 1/3, gave up 2 runs. Both of them earned on 2 hits. Walked 4, struck out 2. Cut on and missed 1-1. No one on, no one out here.
Come on, Cody. Come on, 1-5.
Hosey is flat out both times. 289 hitter, but 469 leading off an inning this year. Benton deals the 1-1. Left side foul, 1-2.
Cody.
Hosey, a 292 hitter this year. Looking at a 1-2. And that one's in the dirt, 2-2. Good eye. They're shading him slightly over toward left. Center fielder about 10 feet from dead center. Two and two, no one on, no one out in a 2-1 game in favor of Tulane. Pitch. Tapped foul. We'll come back and do it again. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Green Wave left the bases loaded in the previous frame. And that pitch misses low, and the count runs full. Hosey working the count here, trying to get on base for the first time today. 6'3", 194 sophomore from Griffith, Indiana. And he takes ball 4, so the leadoff runner is on for the Green Wave. Benton's first walk given up. And Luke Glancy now will step to the plate. Glancy has walked and grounded out. This is the first time since the first inning that Tulane has had the leadoff man on. So Benton going to work out of the stretch. The righty checks the runner over at first. Hosey's got 4 stolen bases on the year, 80%. And they check him again. 2-1 your score. Tulane with the lead. And the number 6 hitter, Luke Glancy, at the plate. Got a runner on first, nobody out. Benton, after checking the runner at first twice, comes home this time and misses outside, 1-0. Defensive lineup, just want to double check it for you for ECU. Across the outfield, left to right, Henriksen, Baker, and William Sutton. Linton at third, Brown at short, Lloyd at second, Brickhouse at first, Washer behind the plate. 1-0. Didn't mean to, tapped it foul wide of third. Winner of this game, as a reminder, we're not sure when the next game is going to be played. This is game number 7. But they would reach the semifinal round against the winner of game number 9. That one misses 2-1. So coming up in the 4 p.m. session here, our 2 games are Wichita State over on Spectrum Field against the winner of Game 4 between Cincinnati and UConn. That's going on right now, also on the American Digital Network. 2-1. Go back to first. Runner dives back. Meanwhile, here on Robin Roberts Field, we will have USF against the loser of that game that's going on right now between UConn and Cincinnati. Double check the score for you on that game here in just a second. And this one is laced towards the gap and right, but William Sutton watches it fall in front. So a single to right by Glancy. And the first 2 batters have reached base for Tulane here in the 6th. A walk and a hit. And Ty Johnson will step to the plate. Ty walked his first time, grounded out to short his last time. The score, by the way, over at Spectrum Field, 4-2 UConn leading Cincinnati, bottom 6. So the loser of that game would play USF right here on this field after the conclusion of this matchup. But still, we have business to tend to here between Tulane and ECU, with the Green Wave leading 2-1, and with first and second and no one out. Trey Benton, the pitcher for ECU, looks the runner back at second. It's Hosey at second, Glancy at first. One, 2, and 1 for ECU. 2, 3, and 1 for Tulane. But the Green Wave have left 5 on base. ECU's left just 1. Nobody out in a 2-1 game. And the first pitch home. Shows a bunt, pulls it back, takes a strike. Johnson can't believe it.
Come on, Ty. Just play.
And time taken by Travis Jewett. He's going to come over and talk to Ty Johnson. A big spot here for Tulane. You're up 2-1. You got first and second and nobody out. And even though you're in the bottom third of the order right now with Johnson, Gazzo, and Owen, the next 3 hitters, still Johnson a .290 hitter this year. He's got 11 runs batted in, 42 of 145. Shows bunt. And takes it again, 0-2. So that pretty much takes the bunt out of play now. So it's an 0-2 count with first and second. Good speed on the base paths for the Green Wave. Nobody out.
Beat him, kid. Beat him.
Johnson 0 for 1 today, but reached on a walk earlier. He's behind 0-2 right now. Nobody out. The 0-2. And Benton looks back the runner at second. Johnson, 6'3", 196 from Washington State. Came all the way down to New Orleans to go to school, play some baseball for the Green Wave, and now finds himself in a big spot facing an 0-2 count. Benton's delivery. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Strike 3. Big strikeout for Benton. That's his second of the game, and Johnson goes down 1 away and still first and second. And that brings up Gazzo. Gazzo yesterday was 0 for 4 at the plate.
Come on, Sally.
But did score twice, so he got on base. He did walk once yesterday against Houston.
Come on, Sal.
And he takes the first pitch for a ball from Benton. 1 out, first and second in a 2-1 game in favor of Tulane. Gazzo with runners in scoring position, a .250 hitter this year. .220 is his regular average. Switch hitter. 0 for 2 today. Grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice in the second. Grounded to short in the fifth. He's got 23 runs batted in on the season. 1-0 from Benton. Tapped back off the catcher. And the count now 1-1.
Come on, Sal. Come on, Sally.
Benton's thrown a full inning, given up 1 hit. Struck out 2 and walked 1 so far. Coming in relief of Alec Burleson. Hosey's at second, and Glancy's at first for the Green Wave. Up 2-1. Trying to punch through for more. They left the bases loaded in the previous frame. 1-1. Just misses outside, and the count 2-1.
Come on, Sal. Line drive, kid.
Well, if you're Travis Jewett, head coach for Tulane, got to be thinking that this is your golden opportunity.
Come on, Sally.
After leaving the bases loaded in the previous frame, you've got the first 2 runners on here in this frame. First and second, and a 2-1 count with 1 out. That one's in there for a strike. Good breaking ball from Benton. And the count now all square at 2-2. It's 1-2-1 for ECU. 2-3-1 for Tulane.
Right at him, Sal.
Benton stares in to Washer and deals out of the stretch. It's a 2-2. Outside count, runs full.
Come on, Sally.
AC Owen
Line drive, right at him, Sal. Let's go, kid.
is on deck for Tulane. Gazzo facing a 3-2 count with 1 out, first and second, with his team leading 2-1. Trey Benton of ECU deals the payoff pitch. On the ground, could be a double play ball. They go to second, on to first. Safe. Runners on the corners, and Gazzo is able to beat it out to keep the inning alive. Good turn from Lloyd to Brown. But Gazzo hustling down the line keeps the inning alive for the Green Wave. So it's a 4-6-3 fielder's choice. Glancy is a race. Hosey is at third now.
Come on, AC.
And we will have a pitching change. Looks like Cliff Godwin's coming out to make a change for ECU. With 2 out and runners on the corners in a 2-1 game in favor of the Green Wave. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the new pitcher for the Pirates. when we return. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network.
Probably Witherspoon. City Witherspoon. Or Tees,
Ryan Ross.
He's hurt right now, but I mean, it would definitely be Tees or Witherspoon. Sometimes he gets in his head with the off speeds. Does a good job of it.
Back here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater, first and third, 2 out for Tulane. Here in the bottom of the sixth, in a 2-1 game in favor of the Green Wave, but they're looking for more, and we have a new pitcher on the hill for ECU. Ryan Ross is out there, number 16, 2-4 this year, 2.33 earned run average, making his 30th appearance of the year. He's got 6 saves. He's the top save getter for ECU, basically their closer, 46 in the third innings pitched. He's given up 13 runs, 12 earned on 33 hits, walked 5, struck out 46. How about that strikeout to walk ratio? He will face AC Owen, the catcher, batting in the 9 spot, and he delivers a strike on the first pitch. So Cliff Godwin going to his closer in this situation. We're only in the bottom of the sixth in a 2-1 game in favor of Tulane. And this one's roped towards the right side over at second. Nearly ate up Lloyd, but he throws over to first to get Owen in time. So Tulane has left 5 runners on in the last 2 frames, but they still lead 2-1 over ECU here at Robin Roberts Field. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We're back at Robin Roberts Field here on the American Digital Network. Jeff Sharon with you for ECU and Tulane in game number 7 of the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. And we go to the top of the 7th. 2-1 your score, Tulane with the lead. Caleb Roper out there for his 7th inning of work. He struck out a career-high tying 10 ECU Pirates, but he faces Spencer Brickhouse, who grounds over to second on the first pitch he sees. Artigues throws in time, 1 down. Brickhouse was 1 for 2, now he's 1 for 3. That was Roper's 87th pitch. He's been ruthlessly efficient. No walks. The only run he gave up was unearned. And in light of the fact that his teammates have left 7 on base, 5 in the last 2 frames, he's been spectacular in this ballgame. Jake Washer, the catcher for ECU, is now up with 1 out and no one on. 1-0 the count. Washer 0 for 2, struck out, flied out. Low and away, 2-0 the count. Now Roper is behind in the count to the ECU catcher. Washer, a .298 hitter, grounds over to short. Gazzo fields and fires. Plenty of time, 2 down. 3 pitches, 2 outs. Correction, 4 pitches, 2 outs. And Connor Litton will step to the plate for ECU. He doubled and scored his last time to lead off the 5th. Grounded out to second, back in the 2nd. So he's 1 for 2 today. Now the double was that officially it went down as a double and an error that allowed him to get to 3rd to score the ECU run, but really it was a miscommunication in center field and left field. Should have been a can of corn fly ball. He came in and scored on the sacrifice fly by Drew Henriksen. That's the only run that ECU has at this point. So no one on, 2 out in a 2-1 game in favor of the Tulane Green Wave, the number 8 seed in the tournament. And Roper delivers, and Litton waves and misses at that one, 0-1. Tulane came into this conference championship. Rather, came into today's game 25-31. The Green Wave and the Memphis Tigers were the only 2 teams to finish with below 500 overall records in the American. Tulane finished 9-14 in the conference. 1-1 in there for a strike, and the count 1-2. Roper's 1 strike away from getting through 7. 2 outs, no one on. 2-1 game in favor of Tulane. And Caleb Roper has been putting on a show. Career high 10 strikeouts so far. 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. A reminder to keep track of the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championships at theamerican.org and also on our Twitter account, American_BSB. We'll have updated information on who's playing when, where with this crazy weather week here in Florida. Roper delivers the 2-2, just miss, and the count runs full. We're in the top of the 7th in a 2-1 game in favor of Tulane. And Caleb Roper about to deliver pitch number 91, payoff pitch. Strike 3 looking. Caleb Roper with a career-high 11 strikeouts in 7 innings. And ECU goes 1-2-3 in the 7th. 2-1 your score. Tulane with the lead over ECU. Time to stretch here at Robin Roberts Field. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. We go to the bottom of the 7th here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater, Florida. Jeff Sharon with you here for the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. This is game number 7 of the tournament between the 4-seed ECU and 8-seed Tulane. 2 winners from yesterday, and Tulane with a 2-1 lead on ECU. Back of Caleb Roper's 11 strikeout performance. And Tulane, who's had their struggles at the dish, as the first pitch from ECU pitcher Ryan Ross is fouled off by Jonathan Artigues, the leadoff hitter for Tulane. Artigues has reached base 2 the 3 times he's come to the plate. He's got a hit and a walk. Takes a strike, 0-2 from Ross. Books closed on Trey Benton, 1 1/3, gave up 1 hit, no runs, no earned. 1 walk, struck out 2. And the 0-2 is up the middle, base hit. Second hit of the game for Jonathan Artigues of Tulane, and the leadoff hitter is on for the second consecutive inning for the Tulane Green Wave, up 2-1. And that will bring up Grant Witherspoon. Witherspoon hit a 2-run homer back in the 3rd inning. That has been all the scoring for the Green Wave. We're here in the bottom of the 7th with a runner on first. And Witherspoon, who is 1 for 2 on the day, will step in against the lefty Ross. That one clips the inside corner for a strike. Witherspoon's reached base twice. Obviously the home run back in the 3rd, but he also walked in the 5th. Check the runner over at first. Artigues is a threat to steal. He's got 10 steals on the year. 0-1, nobody out, 1 on. And that one's inside on Witherspoon. Yesterday against Houston, Witherspoon was 2 for 6. Couple RBI. Scored twice. Had a big triple. That helped Tulane to that 11-6 victory over the 1-seed Houston. 1-1 the count with a runner on first. And Ryan Ross, the pitcher for ECU, kicks and fires. This one's hit high in the air to right. William Sutton looking up at the wall. It is gone. A 2-run homer for Grant Witherspoon, his second 2-run homer of the game. And Tulane opens up a 4-1 lead on ECU. How about Grant Witherspoon? 4 RBI on the day. And it is now 4-1 Green Wave over the Pirates. So now Cliff Godwin will head out to the mound, but what a day for Grant Witherspoon. He has provided all the offense for Tulane. And we will have a new ECU pitcher when we return. No one out here in the bottom of the 7th in a 4-1 game in favor of the Green Wave of Tulane over ECU. New pitcher for ECU coming when we return. This is the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network.
I said, yeah, get out of here. I said, this guy's throwing everything, that nasty thing inside. He's going to throw it on Spoon, and Spoon's going to turn on one. I'm going to tell you what, man, he hit that thing. I saw Spoon. I didn't see Jonathan. Jonathan hit a chopper right over the pitch.
Back here at Robin Roberts Field, 4-1 your score. Tulane with the lead over ECU and back of two-run homers from Grant Witherspoon. And we have a new pitcher on the hill for ECU. It's Zach Barnes, number 32. Barnes is a 6'1", 203 junior from San Jacinto, California. Transferred from Iowa Western Community College this year. 2-0 with a 2.88 earned run average. This will be his 22nd appearance. He has 2 saves to his credit this year, 25 innings pitched. He's given up 22 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned. He's walked 5 and struck out 20. Opponents hitting .232 against him, but how about Tulane? 12 home runs on the year now for Grant Witherspoon, the all-conference performer. And the Green Wave have opened up a 4-1 lead on ECU. Now stepping up to the plate, Trevor Jensen. Struck out twice, hit into a double play. 0-1, grounded left side through for a base hit. 3 consecutive hits to start the 7th inning for Tulane. And Trevor Jensen is on with nobody out. So how about 2 two-run homers for Grant Witherspoon, and that's been the offense for Tulane. And the Green Wave would like nothing better than to try and open this thing up. 4-6-1 for the home Green Wave in this game. 1-2-1 for ECU. And stepping to the plate, Grant Matthews, the DH. He's grounded out 3 times. Oh, almost got the runner over at first. Good pickoff move by Zach Barnes.
Stay hot, kid. Come on, Grant.
And Barnes deals out of the stretch. First pitch, high in the air, foul left side, out of play.
Come on, Grant. Right field, kid. Left field.
Zach Barnes this year did come in the game on May the 5th against Tulane. 1 2/3 innings. Walked 1, struck out 1. Didn't give up a run or a hit. The 0-1. That one gets away, and the runner is going to advance to second.
Position now, Grant. What do you say, Grant? Come on, Grant. Come on, kid.
So now Matthews, excuse me, with runners in scoring position this year, is hitting .391. .361 hitter coming in. And we're getting a little bit of an equipment delay as Matthews will step back in with a 1-1 count. 4-1 your score. Tulane with the lead over ECU. Officially, that was ruled a pass ball, so that allowed Jensen to advance to second. And the 1-1, actually, they'll go back and take a look at it again. 4-1 your score. And that one's in the dirt. Count now 2-1. Runner on second is Jensen. Nobody out in a 4-1 game in favor of Tulane. Barnes delivers. This one's chopped in front of the plate. And it'll get the runner over to third, but with 1 out, it'll be a runner on third now. as Matthews grounds out. So Cody Hosey will step to the plate. He walked his last time. Officially 0 for 2. And we're going to have another pitching change. So Cliff Gladwin will step out to the hill, and he removes Barnes after just 2 hitters. And we will have another new pitcher for ECU in just a moment. Stick around. We'll have the new pitcher for you in just a second. This is the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Back here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater, it's 4-1. Tulane with the lead. 1 out and a runner on third. I've already pushed 2 across in this inning on a 2-run homer by Grant Witherspoon, his second 2-run homer of the day. The 5th pitcher of the game for ECU is Evan Voliva. He's a 5'10", 205 junior from Currituck County High School in Currituck, North Carolina. This will be Voliva's second appearance of the season. Officially, he's 1-0 with an ERA of 0. He's thrown just 2 2/3 on the year, giving up 1 hit, no runs, none earned, no walks. He's got 1 strikeout. And he will face Cody Hosey, the third baseman, who is 0 for 2, walked his last time. Voliva's a redshirt junior. His only appearance this year came against Campbell through 2 2/3. And this one's hit to short. Infield is in. They look the runner back to third. Good job by Brown over at short to make the play. 2 down, and the runner stays at third. And Luke Glancy now will step to the plate. Glancy got a hit his last time. He's reached base twice, walking a hit. Runner at third, 2 out in a 4-1 game. Pitch. Outside. And Glancy stares at ball 1 from Evan Voliva. Glancy did single his last time. His average is 194. Taps that one back, and the count square at 1-1. Two outs in the bottom of the 7th, and this one's tapped foul again. And the count now 1-2 with 2 out, and the runner on third. 4-1 your score, Tulane leading ECU. Evan Volova, the 5th pitcher of the day for the Pirates. He'll deal a 1-1. That one gets away, and no, they tell the runner to go back. It looks like it hit the batter, and it'll be runners on the corners. Hit him right on the foot.
Come on, Ty.
So 1st and 3rd now, and Ty Johnson will step to the plate.
Let's go, Ty.
He walked in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th, and struck out in the 6th. He can add to Tulane's lead here with 2 out and runners on the corners, already up 4-1. 1-2-1 for ECU, 4-6-1 for the Green Wave. Johnson, a .288 hitter. First pitch from Volova, misses, ball 1. Well, ECU has gotten deep into their own bullpen here. The pitch is waved at and missed. 1-1 the count.
All right, Ty. Come on, Ty. Come on, kid. Come on, kid.
Volva, redshirt junior, he's been at ECU since 2015. For his career, he's 3-2. He's made 34 career appearances. His career high was as a freshman back in 2015, 17 appearances. Career ERA of 7.05. That one's in the dirt, and the count 2-1. This is his 35th career appearance. For his career, he's given up 41 hits, 35 runs, 29 earned on 37 total innings pitched. He's got 21 career strikeouts coming in, 13 walks. Big spot here, 2-1 count. Runners on the corners, 2 out. Pitch in there for a strike, and we're all square at Deuces Wild. ECU's got 6, 7, and 8 due up in the next inning. We're in the bottom of the 7th in a 4-1 game in favor of Tulane. Ty Johnson, the hitter. 2-2. Strike 3 looking. Johnson strikes out for the 2nd consecutive time, and that ends the inning. But Tulane pushes 2 across on the 2nd 2-run homer of the day by Grant Witherspoon. And the Green Wave now lead 4-1 as we head to the top of the 8th here at Robin Roberts Field. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network.
I was close.
So nice.
Back at Robin Roberts Field at the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship here in beautiful Clearwater, Florida. Sunny, hot afternoon. 4-1 your score. Tulane with the lead over ECU here in game number 7 of the tournament. And heading back out for an 8th inning of work is Caleb Roper, the starter for Tulane, has gone the distance to this point. He's given up just 1 unearned run and 2 hits through 7 innings, and he's facing 6, 7, and 8 in the ECU order. A career-high 11 strikeouts. That's also tied for Tulane's team season high. He faces Drew Henriksen as the first batter of the 8th. And Henriksen is quickly ahead in the count, 2-0. Henriksen, Brady Lloyd, and Turner Brown due up here in the 8th. And that one misses, and Roper's behind in the count, 3-0. Roper's approaching 100 pitches on the day. In his previous high strikeout game against USF, he threw 120 pitches. Here's the 3-0, way outside, and Henriksen draws a 4-pitch walk. Not what you wanted to do, although Henriksen's a 287 hitter and a 429 hitter in the leadoff spot of an inning. That brings up Lloyd, who is 0 for 2. Lloyd struck out, grounded out. And we're going to have a conversation at the mound. No indication of a pitching change just yet for head coach Travis Jewett and the Tulane Green Wave, but we'll see. I do hear some action down in the Tulane bullpen, which is down the left field line, but can't see from my vantage point where it is. And Roper will stay out there. He's up 4-1 here in the top of the 8th. He's got a runner on first and nobody out. And the number 7 hitter in the ECU lineup due up, that's Brady Lloyd. Lloyd, a 320 hitter, 62 hits and 194 at bats. He's showing bunt. Pulls it back, takes a ball, 1-0. New right fielder out there for Tulane. Tyler Heinrichs, 6'2", 214 junior from Walton High School in Marietta, Georgia. Is out in right field, replacing Tyler Johnson. Roper delivers a 1-1. It's laced into right field for a hit. First and second, nobody out for ECU, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate here in the top of the 8th. And you got to wonder if Roper might be running out of gas. He was sitting in the dugout for a considerable amount of time the last frame, while Tulane was pushing a couple runs across. That's the 3rd hit of the game for the Pirates, and now Turner Brown, the shortstop, will step to the plate. He's also 0 for 2. Flied out in the 3rd. Struck out looking in the 5th, but he's up in a big spot. With first and second, nobody out. Roper looks the runner back to second. Got speed on the base paths with Henriksen, who has 5 stolen bases at second. Lloyd at first has 15 stolen bases. Brown shows bunt. Nobody out, first and second. Roper deals, catches the outside corner. 0-1. Roper's up over 100 pitches. He's actually at 103 right now. Waved out and missed on the outside corner. Good pitch by Roper there, and it's quickly 0-2. Could really use a double play here if you're Caleb Roper. 6 foot tall, 181-pound junior from Kenner, Louisiana. Facing Turner Brown, 5'9" junior from Whiteville, North Carolina. And the 0-2. Tried to get him to chase sign away. Did he go? No. And the count now 1-2. A walk and a hit. And that's what we've got. First and second, nobody out. Here in the top of the 8th, ECU looking for something. They were the beneficiaries of an unearned run in the 5th. That's been it. Curveball misses just outside. Count 2-2.
Nice catch, go get him, kid.
Cliff Godwin, the head coach of ECU, also serves as their third base coach down the line. First and second in the 2-2 with nobody out in a 4-1 game. That one misses low in the count 3-2. So we've gone from 0-2 to 3-2, and Brown has fought back against Roper here. Brown, a 200 hitter with runners in scoring position this year. Payoff pitch with nobody out. Fouled off out of play. Number 9 hitter, Dusty Baker, would be next. He is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Payoff pitch comes again. Nobody out, first and second. Just misses, ball 4. Bases loaded. Turner Brown draws a walk. And the bags are packed. Walk, hit, walk to start the inning for Roper after he was cruising along. And now we have a pinch hitter coming to the plate for ECU. It's Jeremy Whitehead, number 7, a 5'8", 142-pound freshman from Lake Norman Charter School in Huntersville, North Carolina. Whitehead 7 of 35 on the year, 200 average. With the bases loaded, he hasn't recorded a hit yet this season. With runners in scoring position, he's a 100 hitter. He's got the bases loaded, nobody out in a 4-1 game. He represents the go-ahead run in the top of the 8th in a 4-1 game. Double play ball to second, over to short, onto first, double play. The run scores. Henriksen comes in to make it 4-2. But now we got 2 out here in the 8th.
Way to go, Sally! Come on, Wayne! Come on,
So 4-6-3. Artigues to Gazzo to Jensen, and we come back to the top of the order. And the player of the year in the conference, Bryant Packard, steps to the plate. He represents the tying run in a 4-2 game now in favor of Tulane with a runner on third. And that one's in there for a strike. Big double play for Tulane right there. 0-1 to Bryant. Curveball misses outside, and the count now 1-1. 2 out and runner on third. 2-3-1 now for ECU. 4-6-1 for Tulane. Lloyd, the runner at third. Pitch. Just misses. 2-1. Roper's up over 110 pitches now. One. Fouled off hard down the left field line. Packard, you know all about him. 401 hitter this year. Slugging .685 with runners in scoring position. He's hitting .420, 400 with 2 outs, but he's 0 for 3 today, looking for his first hit. 2-2 the count. And this is roped up the middle for a base hit. The run's going to come in to score, and Bryant Packard with an RBI single makes it 4-3 Tulane. So Lloyd comes in to score, and Packard now stands at first with 2 out in a 4-3 game in favor of the Green Wave. And Duanye Williams Sutton will step to the plate. Williams Sutton has struck out twice. He is 0 for 3 on the day. Correction, he's flied out. Oh, no, I beg your pardon. He has struck out twice and grounded out once. Throw over to first to check on Packard. 2 out, runner on first. Packard is the tying run in a 4-3 game. His base hit was just the 4th of the game for ECU, the top offense in the conference. And William Sutton lines this one over the head of the shortstop for a hit. Packard's rounding second. He's going to head for third. Godwin's going to stop him there. Runners on the corners, and the tying run at third now for ECU. So after the double play, 2 consecutive hits. And it's runners on the corners for ECU with the go-ahead run now at first. And Spencer Brickhouse will step to the plate. Brickhouse doubled his first time back in the first. Struck out in the 4th, grounded out in the 7th. And now it looks like we will have a pitching change for Tulane. What a job by Caleb Roper today. He struck out a career-high 11 hitters. But it's coming apart here at the seams a little bit in the top of the 8th. He's given up 2 runs. He's responsible for 2 more runners on base. And we will have a new pitcher for the Green Wave to try and slam the door on ECU here in the 8th. Stick around. We'll have the new pitcher for the Green Wave in a second. This is the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network.
He's on his way, yeah. Lefty. He's a guy who can take these next
4-3 your score. Tulane leading ECU, but ECU with a threat here. They've pushed 2 across in the 8th, and they've got runners on the corners, and Spencer Brickhouse coming to the plate. A new pitcher on the mound for Tulane is number 39, Ben White, a grad student, 6'3", 215 from Holden, Massachusetts. He transferred over from Holy Cross, and he is in a devil of a spot. Delivers a strike to Spencer Brickhouse.
Boy, Ben! Come on, Ben!
White making his 23rd appearance, 2-4 on the year with a 6.59 earned run average, giving up 67 hits, 45 runs, 41 earned. Spencer Brickhouse waves and misses at that one. Quickly 0-2 with 2 out and runners in the corners in a 4-3 game in favor of Tulane. 56 innings pitched. White has walked 20, struck out 39, and opponents are hitting 300 against him. But he's ahead 0-2 to Brickhouse here with runners on the corners. The 0-2. Waved out, fouled off right side. Ben White delivers the 0-2. It's in the dirt, 1-2. White threw an inning and a third against ECU back on May the 4th. Gave up 2 runs, both of them earned on a hit. Walked 2, struck out 2. 1-2 the count. Runners on the corners in a 4-3 Tulane game. 2 out. Pitch. Right side. Through the first baseman and past the second baseman for a base hit. 1 run comes in to score. We are tied at 4 apiece. Packard crosses to tie the game. And it's 4-4 here in the top of the 8th. ECU has pushed 3 across. Good piece of hitting by Spencer Brickhouse. 3rd consecutive hit for ECU after that big double play. And now Dwayne Williams-Sutton stands on 3rd. And Jake Washer, a .296 hitter, is at the plate with a chance to give the Pirates the lead with 2 out. We're all tied at 4. 4-6-1 for both squads. White delivers a curve. It gets away. Williams-Sutton's heading home. The throw home, and he is safe. The throw beat him, but White couldn't get the tag down, and Williams-Sutton gives ECU the lead. Travis Jewett, the head coach for Tulane, is out to argue with the home plate umpire, but it looks to be in vain as ECU has taken the lead 5-4. So Ben White was covering quite well. Looked like he beat Williams-Sutton to the plate easily. The throw from the catcher, Owen, looked like it was right on time, but Williams-Sutton got underneath the tag. So here we are, a 5-4 game in the top of the 8th with a runner on second. And Washer at the plate. Officially ruled a wild pitch, and Brickhouse stands on second. White delivers, it's fouled off the catcher. Knocked the mask off of A.C. Owen. So after Tulane jumped ahead 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th, ECU has fought back for 4 in the top of the 8th to take a 5-4 lead. Williams-Sutton looked like he was dead to rights, but slid under the tag. 1-1 from White. Lifted into right, it will fall. Base hit. Rounding 3rd and heading for home is Brickhouse. He is safe. 6-4 ECU. They've scored 5 in the top of the 8th, and the Pirates have come storming back. An RBI single by Washer. That's 4 consecutive hits for ECU, and Connor Linton now will step to the plate. What a tough break it is for the Tulane starter, Caleb Roper, who threw 7 2/3 innings, but officially has given up 5 runs, 4 of them earned, walked 2, struck out a career-high 11. But it's all for naught as ECU has fought back to take a 6-4 lead here in the top of the 8th, and it is quickly a 1-0 count to Connor Linton. 2 out here with a runner on first. Ben White delivers. That one goes to the backstop, and the runner advances to second. It's now 3-0 the count. They try to throw behind him, A.C. Owen does. But no dice. So it's 3-0 the count with 2 out. In a 6-4 ECU game, and a runner on second. So how about this? 4 consecutive hits after the double play that allowed a run to score. It looked like Tulane has been so close to getting out of this frame. But now they suddenly find themselves behind 6-4, and a 3-0 pitch from Ben White. That one's in there for a strike. Good pitch. Runner on second is Washer. Litton is 1 for 3 today. He's got a double back in the 5th. He later came in to score. Pitch, good pitch. Fastball on the inside corner. And the count is run full. Litton, a 281 hitter. 267 with runners in scoring position, however. And the payoff pitch from White. Misses the outside corner, ball 4. First and second with 2 out now. And ECU has batted around here in the 8th. Drew Hendrickson, who got it started with a walk to start the 8th. He walked and scored earlier. And with 2 out and his team now up 6-4, he has a chance to extend the lead. Hendrickson actually came in to score on that double play that Whitehead hit into. 1-0. Misses 2-0. Ben White's really scuffling out there for Tulane. So far, White's given up the 1 earned run. The rest of the runs in this inning have been charged to the starter, Roper. That one misses inside, and the count is 2-0. 2 out, first and second in a 6-4 ECU game. That pitch was in there for a strike, and the count, correction, 3-1 now, the count. ECU's pushed 5 across here in the top of the 8th to take a 6-4 lead. Hendrickson facing a 3-1. That one catches the inside corner, and the count runs full once again. 2 out, first and second. If you're Tulane, you also have to be ruining the 9 runners left on base so far in this game. Payoff pitch grounded right side, foul ball, just foul. So we'll come back and do it again with 2 out. First and second, full count, 2 out. Ben White for Tulane delivers. Tap toward the right side, second baseman Artigues throws on, tough play, in time, got him, but that ends the inning. ECU pushes across 5 runs in the top of the 8th to come storming back. They lead 6-4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. 5 runs on 5 hits. They leave 2, no errors. Your score now as we head to the bottom of the 8th. 6-4, ECU with a lead over Tulane. This is the American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network.
start tie out.
So he threw out Ty Johnson.
Ty Dickinson.
Ty Dickinson. Pitching.
Ty Dickinson pitching. Yeah, should be available. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Suddenly it's 6-4. ECU with the lead over Tulane. After 5 runs in the top of the 8th, 6-7-1 for ECU, 4-6-1 for Tulane. And now the Green Wave have to scramble. While we were away, Ty Dickinson, the assistant coach, the pitching coach for Tulane, was kicked out of the game by the home plate umpire. And we have a new pitcher out there for ECU. It's Jake Agnos, 5'11", 197, sophomore from Haymarket, Virginia. Battlefield High School graduate. Delivers a strike. It's 1-1. No one out, no one on. In a 6-4 game suddenly in favor of ECU. Agnos 4-3, 4.36 earned run average this year. Delivers another strike swinging, and it's 1-2. 18 appearances, 12 starts. He's thrown 53 and 2/3 innings. He's given up 51 hits, 29 runs, 26 of them earned. 35 walks, 68 strikeouts. Opponent's hitting .258 against him. That one misses. It's 2-2. No one out, no one on in a 6-4 game. But as you mentioned earlier, home plate umpire Grady Smith tossed out Ty Dickinson as that one's ripped down the line and all the way to the wall, and trotting in with a stand-up double to lead off the bottom of the 8th is Sal Gazzo, the shortstop, who is 0 for 3 to start. But Sal is on at second with nobody out. Gazzo had grounded into 2 fielders' choices and also grounded out, but now he has his first hit of the day. And ACO and the catcher will step to the plate now. Owen suddenly is the tying run for Tulane in a 6-4 ECU game. Both teams have 7 hits and an error. Owen is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 5th, struck out and grounded out. Owen takes a ball. 6'2", 194. He's from Brandon, Mississippi. Went to Northwest Rankin High School. AC's a junior. And that one misses low, 2-0. Jonathan Artigues, the number 1 hitter in the lineup, is on deck. It'll be a 2-0 to AC Owen. And he takes a strike, 2-1. For Tulane, you got to hand it to Roper, the starter, threw officially 7 2/3. Struck out 11, but it all came apart. Swung on and missed. 2-2 now the count. Gave way to White, who gave up a run, an earned run, on 2 hits in 1/3 of an inning. Threw 2 wild pitches and walked 1. 2-2 the count. High in the air to right. William Sutton is underneath it. Battling the sun, makes the catch. Runner's going to tag from second and advance to third. So Gazzo stands there at third with 1 away.
Good cut, kid. Attaboy. Way to go, AC.
Back to the top of the order we go. Jonathan Artigues. Artigues has reached base every time he's come to the plate. Pair of singles, a walk, reached on an error. He has scored twice, so he's 2 for 3 today. And each time he has scored on a 2-run homer by Grant Witherspoon, who is on deck. Witherspoon has hit 2 2-run homers in this game. That's all of Tulane's runs. 1-0 to Artigues with a runner on third and one out. Waved at and missed. Good pitch by the lefty. And Agnos has even the count at 1-1. Whitehead is now in center field. He replaces Baker in the ECU lineup. 2-1 now the count. Jonathan Artigues looking to keep the inning alive. He fouls that one back. And the count is 2-2. 1 out, runner on third. 6-4 ECU here in the bottom of the eighth. Tulane's left 9 runners on base in this inning. ECU's left only 3. The 2-2 for Magnus. Hot on and missed, strike 3. Big strikeout of Jonathan Artigues. It's the first time that Artigues has failed to reach base today. And Witherspoon will step to the plate. And with 2 out and a runner on third, what do? This guy has hit 2 two-run homers against you. Do you bother pitching to him with a 2-run lead? Two-run homer in the third, 2-run homer in the seventh. Grant Witherspoon, the all-conference performer. Now we're going to have a visit to the Hill. And that's Dan Roselle, the pitching coach for ECU, to talk things over with Jake Agnos. A reminder, coming up next, we will have game number 6 right here at Robin Roberts Field. USF against the loser of UConn and Cincinnati. Let's double check the score on that for you. And as a final, UConn 6, Cincinnati 2, back over on Spectrum Field. So Cincinnati will face USF in an elimination game here following the conclusion of this ball game. Right now, 6-4 ECU. Tulane trying to fight back after being up 4-1, and it looks like they will pitch to Grant Witherspoon, who's hit 2 two-run homers in this game. And Jake Agnos delivers a strike on the first pitch. 2 out, runner on third. And Witherspoon represents the tying run. And he swings at the second pitch and fouls that one back. So quickly, Agnos is ahead 0-2. Witherspoon has also walked and lined out in this game. But he made good contact on that line out back in the first. Witherspoon, the junior from Lakewood, Colorado, swings and barely stays alive at 0-2.
Boy, Spoonie. Stay in there, Spoonie. Come on, kid.
Gazzo is the runner on third.
Come on, Spoons.
0-2 the count, runner on third. And with 2 out the pitch. In the dirt, it gets away. Here comes the runner from third, and it will score the runner since it bounced out of play over the fence. So it's now 6-5, and the bases are empty. Officially a wild pitch. So now it's a 1-run game. One and 2 the count now with 2 out. 6-5 the score. Bottom 8, 2 out. Agnos consults with the catcher, Washer, on how to deal with Witherspoon, who still represents the tying run. But here in the bottom of the 8th, got to spend your opportunities wisely. Here's the 1-2. That pitch was up high, fouled back. Never seen that before where a ball on a wild pitch simply skipped over the backstop and out of play. But it did score the run from third, and we have a one-run game. Back we go to a 1-2. And Witherspoon hits it in the air to right. Brickhouse gives it a look, and it is out of play.
Good boy, Grant. Come on, Grant. What do you say, Spoonie? Atta boy. You got this, Spoonie. Come on, Spoon.
2 out in a 6-5 game in favor of ECU. Base is empty. And a 1-2 count to Grant Witherspoon, who's hit a pair of 2-run homers in this game. Agnos' pitch. Swung on and just barely tapped foul back to the screen.
Get one, Spoon. You gotta get one, kid.
Jensen would be next.
Come on, Spoonie.
Witherspoon 2 for 3 on the day. The 1-2. Misses low, 2-2.
What do you say, Spoonie?
A game that was humming along for the first 7 innings or so has suddenly gotten quite tight here. 2-2. Waved out and missed. Strike 3. They're going to have to throw down to first to get him. Oh, no, he tagged him. That's it. But Tulane fights back. They score 1 run to get within 6-5. They trail ECU as we head to the top of the 9th. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Here's the latest. The Game 7 loser. TBA. Yeah, this is game number 7. So officially we don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or Friday. It won't be tonight. You don't think it'll be tonight? No, it can't be tonight because they're doing USF and Cincinnati are next here. And then Wichita plays UConn at Spectrum at 4. Yeah. All right, here we go. To the 9th we go, 6-5 your score. ECU with the lead over Tulane. They fought back from down 4-1 to take a 6-4 lead with 5 in the 8th. And Tulane got 1 back in the bottom of the 8th, but now we're here in the top of the 9th, and ECU has 7, 8, and 9 due up to face Ben White, who's thrown a third of an inning, contributed to a disaster of the top of the 8th. For Tulane. He has given up 2 runs, 1 earned run, walked 1, struck out no one so far. This one's hit in the air to right, and Lloyd has retired 1 down. Lloyd is now 1 for 4, I should say. And Turner Brown will step to the plate with 1 away. Brown has flied out, struck out looking, and walked. Got to hand it to ECU. They fought through, finally broke through in the 8th. You also got to hand it to Tulane for fighting back to get one of those runs back in the bottom of the frame. It's a 1-run game, 6-5. ECU with the lead. 1-0 the count with 1 out, nobody on. And Ben White's delivery is laced into right field for a base hit by Turner Brown. That's his first hit of the game. And Whitehead will step to the plate now for ECU. Jeremy Whitehead, 5'8" freshman from Huntersville, North Carolina. He's currently the center fielder. He pinch hit for Dusty Baker in the 8th, promptly hit into a 4-6-3 double play that, with a little bit of luck one way or the other, could have gotten Tulane out of that 8th inning. But after that DP, 4 consecutive hits and a walk. And that contributed to the 5-run 8th. So Whitehead, who is officially 0 for 1, did not get credit for an RBI because he grounded into that double play. And they check on the runner at first. Brown has 7 stolen bases on the year, caught stealing 5 times. 6-5 your score. ECU with the lead. Runner on first and 1 out. And they check him again. USF and Cincinnati are up next here on Robin Roberts Field. We'll have that for you right here on the American Digital Network. And they'll check on him a 3rd consecutive time. For all the latest news here in the American Athletic Conference baseball tournament here in Clearwater, make sure you visit theamerican.org. Check out our 2018 Baseball Championship Central. Highlights, recaps, box scores, interviews with coaches and players. And let's see. It looks like we might have, will we have a pitching change or not? We'll have to see. As Travis Jewett steps out to the hill. Our 2 games coming up next in the 4 o'clock session. It's 4:03 Eastern right now. So we're going to have to delay these games to about, well, I don't want to speculate on exactly what the time is going to be, but looks like we will have a new pitcher for Tulane. Game number 8 between Wichita State and UConn will take place at Spectrum Field. Garrett Woolvard and Jeff Brightwell will have the call for that one. Meanwhile, here I will have the call for the game here at Robin Roberts Field between the 2-seed USF and the loser of game number 4. That's the Cincinnati Bearcats following the conclusion of this game. So a new pitcher out there for Tulane. We'll have the info for you on him in just a moment. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Back here at Robin Roberts Field in Clearwater, Ross Massey is the new pitcher for the Tulane Green Wave. He comes in with 1 out and a runner on first here in the top of the 9th. 6-5 ECU with the lead. Massey, 2016 freshman All-American, is now a junior, 5'11", 191 pounds. He's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And he stands in and we have a pinch hitter up there for ECU, Bryson Worrell, the 6'2", 205 freshman from Sims, North Carolina. He replaces Jeremy Whitehead in the lineup. It's quickly 1-0, 1 out, and the runner is on first. Ross Massey's numbers on the year: 2-2, 34 2/3 innings pitched. He's got an ERA of 5.97. He's given up 29 runs, 23 of them earned, on 50 hits. He's walked 22, struck out 22. Want to know the count? They check the runner over at first again. So White is responsible for the runner on first. ECU's burned 6 pitchers in this ballgame. Tulane only 3. White threw a total of 2/3 of an inning. But like we said, he's still responsible for that runner on first. 2-0 the count with 1 out. Runner on first in a 6-5 game in favor of ECU. Pitch, foul back. So the pinch hitter, Bryson Worrell, steps in for Jeremy Whitehead. Worrell, a .219 hitter. He's only 7-32 on the year. They check the runner at first again. So he's 7-32 at the plate. He struck out 8 times, walked 7. 1 homer, 8 RBI. 2-1. That one misses in, and the count is now 3-1. For Tulane, in the 9th, they will have 3, 4, and 5 due up. Heart of the order. That one's in there for a strike, and it's 3-2. Now, if you're Ross Massey, you could really use a double play here. Runner will be going from first. That's Turner Brown. They check him. Difference in this game, with runners on, ECU is 5 for 8 in this ball game. Tulane 3 for 17. That one's fouled back. Just barely got a piece of it. And we'll come back and do it again, 3-2. With runners in scoring position, ECU in this ball game 3 for 6. Tulane 0 for 11. Payoff pitch with 1 out and a runner on first. Tap left side. This is double play ball. Short to second, on to first. Safe. Worrell beats it out. So it'll go down as a 6-4-3 fielder's choice. And we go back to the top of the order. Bryant Packard, who got his first hit of the game his last time up, steps to the plate, Conference Player of the Year. But he steps in with 2 out and a runner on first once again. Packard, the DH, 1 for 4 today. Singled an RBI his last time up. Takes a good one in there for a strike. With 2 out, Packard's hitting .412 this year. The 0-1. That one misses low and away, 1-1. On the other hand, for Massey, with 2 out, hitters are hitting .420 against him. Breaking ball misses high, and it's 2-1. Worrell is on first, not a threat to steal. Two out in a 6-5 game for ECU. Here's the 2-1. That one misses outside, 3-1, and wonder if Packard might be thinking of swinging away here. 6-8-1 for ECU, 5-7-1 for the Green Wave. And the 3-1. Line right to short. Gazzo takes care of it, but that ends the inning. Last chance for Tulane. They were up 4-1. They fell behind 6-4. They've gotten one back at 6-5 in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 9th. 6-5 your score. ECU with the lead. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network. Last chance for Tulane, down 6-5 to ECU here at Robin Roberts Field. Jeff Sharon with you. 3-4-5 due up for the Green Wave against Jake Agnos, the 6th ECU pitcher. Again, it's a 6-5 game, and Trevor Jensen will step in. He takes a ball on the first pitch from Agnos. Jensen 1 for 4 today, singled his last time up. And he waves and misses at the 1-0 delivery, 1-1. Tulane was up 4-1 in this game. ECU fought back with 5 in the 8th. That one's fouled back 1-2 now.
Come on, Trevor.
Green Wave got one back in the bottom of the 8th. They need one more to keep this game going. Strike 3 looking. What a pitch by Agnos. Good curveball in the outside corner. And Jensen goes down looking. 3 consecutive strikeouts in the top of the order for Agnos. So now the cleanup hitter, Grant Matthews, steps to the plate. Matthews, the DH, has grounded out all 4 times. Agnos has thrown 1 1/3, given up 1 earned run on 1 hit, struck out 3 consecutive strikeouts. Matthews this year, a .357 hitter, 35 for 98. So here we go with 1 out, nobody on for Tulane, and the lefty facing the lefty. First pitch from Agnos to Matthews. Good breaking ball in there for a strike on the outside corner. And the count 0-1. 6-5 ECU, bottom 9. Here's the 0-1. Catches the outside corner, 0-2. Cody Hosey is on deck. 1 out and the 0-2. Misses outside. Staying away from him is Agnos. They've held Matthews. He's 0 for 4. 357 hitter. 1-2. Foul back. Winner of this game plays at a time to be determined. This is game number 7. They would get to the semifinal round, however. Pitch, foul back. 1-2 the count, 1 out. The loser of this game plays in an elimination game against the winner of what was game number 5. That was Houston. 6-2 over UCF earlier today. 6-5 your score here. This is grounded right side. Bobbling it as Lloyd has to throw on in time to Brickhouse and takes care of it 2 now. So Cody Hosey is Tulane's last chance, down 6-5 with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th. Hosey has reached but once today on a walk back in the 6th. Pair of flyouts and a ground out, 0 for 3. 288 hitter. With 2 out, only 237. First pitch from the lefties, fouled out of play. Bottom 9, 2 outs, 6-5 your score. ECU with the lead. Tulane down to their final out. The 0-1. In there for a strike. Tulane thought that was low. And the count now 0-2. Green wave down to their final strike. The 0-2 to Hosey. Agnes in the hill, kicks and deals. In the dirt, ball 1. Coming up next, Cincinnati and USF here at the, they call it the backfield, but this is Robin Roberts Field, just north of Spectrum Field. Our third session, 6 total games today. Here's the 1-2. Popped up in the infield. Right side, Brickhouse has a beat on it, makes the catch, and ends the game. And the East Carolina Pirates are on to the semifinal round here in the American Athletic Conference Championship with a 6-5 comeback victory over the Tulane Green Wave. 6-8-1 for ECU, 5-7-1 for Tulane. And ECU will advance to the semifinal round. As they win game number 7, they await the winner of game 9, which will be between Tulane and Houston. Times and days to be determined for those games. Pay attention to theamerican.org for all the latest information on that. 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 4 left on for ECU. 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 9 left on for Tulane. Once again, your final score, ECU 6, Tulane 5 here in game number 7. Back of a 5-run 8th for ECU. They're in the semifinals once again. So, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will have our third and final game from this field. 6 games on the slate today, and we're heading to the third and final session. Coming up next, it'll be USF and Cincinnati here at Robin Roberts Field in an elimination game. Loser goes home, winner stays alive here at the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. For all of our crew here in Clearwater at Robin Roberts Field, I'm Jeff Sharon saying thank you so much for joining us. Once again, your final score, 6-5. ECU defeats Tulane in game number 7. Game 6, believe it or not, is coming up next here from Robin Roberts Field. Stick around. Make sure you follow theamerican.org, American_BSB, and Facebook.com/American Digital Network Plus. This is the 2018 American Athletic Conference Baseball Championship on the American Digital Network.